Hey folks, and welcome back for a new episode of NTom and Volk's Spot of PC. We're going a bit more modern this time with one of my favourite Steam games. This is Rock of Ages.
Yes, I believe I remember you live streaming this game some years back.
Uh-huh.
It's actually a very, very fun game, and I almost completed it 100%, but I couldn't be bothered to find the last remaining key, so I just called it a day after that.
Yeah, very simple concept, at least for the story. I didn't really get to experiment with other areas of the game, but you play as a rock, and there's RTS elements, and mostly your objective is to break into the fortress of the enemy and take down, the most important historical figure of that particular level.
It's a very, very simple game, but it's also pretty damn original, since it sort of combines platforming, racing, and almost tower defense elements all into one thing.
Yeah.
And then it combines it with some very Monty Python-esque humour.
Oh, yes.
And this is our main character, Sisyphus. Obviously he is suffering and toiling away, trying to lift this boulder up to the top of the hill.
Ah, yes, that old chestnut.
That's basically his lot. He's got to do this for all eternity.
So, is he basically punishing the gods by killing people throughout time?
Something like that. He's just trying to escape through time, I think, is the main idea of this game.
Ah, Kronos. His balls became Aphrodite.
Yep, that is indeed true.
That's me summarising Greek myths.
He was the youngest of the Titans, and also their leader.
Yeah.
That's basically his deal. There's a lot of Greek mythology, there's a lot of actual history. They kind of twist it around a bit, just for their own amusement, I suppose.
So what are we going to be doing here, level-wise, to show the peeps what Rock of Ages is all about?
Well, I'm going to work my way through a few levels up to and one level past the first boss in this game. I kind of cherry-picked a few good ones.
Okay.
So, hopefully I made a good selection here. So, we're starting off with a tutorial. Kind of shows you what you have to do, what the level's like, and the boulder controls.
Nice.
So the idea is that you're going to get from one end of a track to the other and break down that door over there.
Oh man, I wish there was a 3D Sonic game with these kind of physics.
Yeah, the physics are pretty good. Sometimes. There are some oddities here and there, sometimes your boulder can just launch for no apparent reason, but...
so fun.
But yeah, the idea is that you gotta hit the boulder against the door, and usually you gotta do it about 3 times, sometimes 2 if you're incredibly lucky. And the idea is that you gotta get your boulder over there whilst at the same time stopping your opponent from doing the same thing. Now, of course, considering this is a tutorial, we don't need to worry about that so much, but in the next levels coming up, we're gonna have to defend our prized door as well.
I love how like you said, the Monty Python-esque imagery is even in the levels itself. It's not just like a treat for the cutscenes.
Oh yeah, they keep it in there pretty much through and through. So yeah, you earn your income, which you'll need to obviously buy bits and pieces by breaking down the door initially, but also by breaking the pots, the houses, and also just running over people. You also get money for doing that. And another thing you can use with your money is buying boulder upgrades, which can give you either plated armor, you can set your boulder on fire, you can get a double jump. There's a few different things you can do.
See, the enemy here is putting up reinforcements to try and block your momentum.
But luckily I was just able to jump straight over them. God, I love this music. I just wish I knew what it was called. See, even in the background. So there we go. We're escaping our eternal torment, and we've got a few stragglers to come along with us as well.
Wait, we're escaping hell by going down?
Well, it's a portal. They don't follow the same rules.
Yeah, portals are fuck physics, man.
And there we go, this is one of the first levels we're going to be playing. 10 points if you can guess who this is.
It's Leonardo, isn't it?
Yep, it is he.
I know my pop culture / actual history. Man, you remember when that was all the rage?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they do take the piss a bit. There we go, this is our first proper fight. Although there is meant to be a level before this, but it's kind of bland, so I skipped it.
Why not? We here on Spot PC aim to show off the best parts of the game, or the worst.
So here we go, we're setting up our initial defenses. I've placed some elephants. Lots of elephants. They're actually very, very effective for blocking the enemy. They can cause very major headaches.
What's your, go-to plan when trying to prevent the enemy from reaching your stronghold? Do you favour, munitions to stop the enemy dead in their tracks, or stuff to slow it down?
It kind of depends on the level, because obviously just making a fuck ton of catapults in, one area can be a good and valid strategy, but it's not always the best idea, because sometimes the level is built in such a way that you can get enough speed just to jump over all that. So you're not really getting slowed down. Like in this level right here, you do get a lot of moments like that due to the places that you can build. And just to clarify that a bit more, the white areas are areas you can build on, and everywhere else you cannot put anything down. So you can't just put defenses wherever you want. You have to sort of think on where you're allowed to build and where are good places to build.
Okay.
So for this particular scenario, there's a lot of narrow corridors, so I thought the elephant strategy would be pretty good here.
I like the view of the enemy's rock in the top right there.
Yeah, it gives you an idea of what's going on, so you're not left in the dark, so you kind of know roughly how far ahead or behind you are, so you know either to pick it up, or you may figure out, oh, he got past that bit relatively easily, I should probably put some more defenses there.
Come on guys, chisel faster, we've got a rock to launch here.
I can't help but think that the pickaxe is maybe not the best tool for the job here.
Maybe. Do they get, better tools as you go through history?
I don't think they do, although it wouldn't surprise me if they did.
Or are there, upgrades to get your rock out faster?
No, the rock will always come out at the same amount of time. Just kind of keep it fair that way.
Gotta have a buffer, I suppose.
Yeah, true that. I'm more impressed with how they're using pickaxes, but they seem to be making a perfect sphere.
Don't question it, man, don't question it. We literally escaped hell.
Yeah, this is true. I should probably make some better questions in that regard.
Also, why is the currency dollars?
Why not?
Why not, indeed?
They're hell dollars, that's what they are.
This is such a simple concept, but it's, really enjoyable, you know? Just the concept of, all these ancient figures, and then you have, this rock, this really arcadey-looking Rock of Ages, flying through these levels trying to break down a thing and assassinate someone.
I like the fact it also has a face.
Yeah.
You can actually upgrade your boulder going through. As you defeat more enemies and such, you unlock more faces for your boulder, and you actually can play as some of the people that you defeated.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was either for an April's Fool joke or just a random update, but they actually made a rock which is literally just a cube.
Does it have the physics of a cube as well?
Yeah, it has the exact same physics of a cube, perhaps even worse.
Oh man, I want a mod, and I want someone to make a GameCube mod.
Yeah, me and a friend of mine actually made the challenge to see who could be the best cube of ages.
Oh, sick.
It was quite a fight. I think I remember spending half an hour just on one level just because it clearly wasn't made for a cube in mind.
Yeah.
It's fun though. You are completely invincible, but it takes you ages just to get from point A to point B.
Alright guys, time to put in work. You stop that pebble.
They seem to be doing a pretty decent job.
Oh, it's taken the over route.
Yeah, unfortunately you can't actually build anything on there, so if they build up there, you kind of can't do anything about that. But luckily you have the opportunity whilst you're waiting to throw catapult shots yourself. But yeah, aim has to be on point, so you kind of have to do a bit of guesswork if you want to actually land a hit.
Is that free, the catapult things? Is it just like a reserve sort of weapon?
There's a couple of versions. There's a free version, there's another one that costs you $30 a shot, and I think there's another one that costs you 50.
Ah, okay.
And they're more powerful as you go along. The same goes for most things in the game, so you get upgraded towers, upgraded elephants or cows or whatever. And of course, they're more expensive, but they're more powerful. Sometimes you just want powerful stuff. Other times you just want to spam the cheap stuff.
Man, they've put up a lot of stuff now. Thankfully, you only have to hit the door one more time.
Yep, we're in pretty good shape to do exactly that. So here you go. Here's what actually happens when you break down the door.
I'm coming for that ass, Leonidas.
Just gonna toy with him a bit, and...
Just a lovely fart sound effect when you assassinate your target.
Well, what other sound are you supposed to make when you squish someone with a giant boulder?
How about an actual squish sound effect?
Well, it kind of is a squish effect. Here we go, here's our next target. We just entered the Middle Ages and we gotta handle Justinian.
What? Did I just see fucking Gandalf?
Yes, you did.
You shall not have.
I've seen that at least 5 times and it still gets me.
Oh, Jesus. I honestly have no idea who this guy is.
Justinian, he was a Byzantine leader, I believe, or a Byzantine emperor.
Byzantium is such a fucking sick-sounding word.
Yeah, he was known as Justinian the Great in the Eastern Orthodox Church and ruled in 527 to 565.
Man, you've been putting in some work yourself.
Well, I just looked on Wiki and just made sure they were actually the right guy, because, you know, back in those days they had like 8 different versions of like the same dude. So this map's a little bit more complex. Obviously you've got these little platforms sort of off the beaten path, and if you are brave enough to traverse them, you can get some pretty nifty shortcuts.
Yeah, it's cool like that. You know, do you have the daring to shift the Rock of Ages, to do a bit of platforming, then you'll get to the enemy's gates a lot faster. But it's not without its, risks and whatnot.
Yes, but if you want to get the collectible keys, you may have to do some tricky platforming anyway.
Mm-hmm.
The key portion of the game is how you unlock more levels as you go along, and also it's just a little collectathon thing to sort of soothe that particular itch.
I seem to recall, like, hitting a barrier. Like, when I was playing the game, I couldn't, like, literally get to some of the keys, so I couldn't unlock any further levels.
Yeah. Of course they're easier than the earlier levels, but later on they do a pretty damn good job of making them difficult to get a hold of. Like, sometimes you need to chip off a piece of scenery in just the right way to ascend higher.
Your rock has ascended to the next level. Super rock free.
Oh yes. It's just like, I'm just picturing just like this blonde wigged boulder just rolling around, screaming. Ah! Oh, that would be amazing. Yeah, luckily we did more to him than he did to us, so at the moment we're ahead.
It's kind of like a war of attrition, really.
Yeah, it is, because obviously you can just speed your way through as fast as you can, but then you're not earning nearly as much money, so you're kind of dedicated to that strategy at that point, because if you sort of change your mind then, they're going to have a lot more defenses than you do. So you kind of got to either play the quick game, or you got to sort of use your first boulder to just knock down as much as you can, get all that moolah, and then just build like a huge defensive bastion somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Usually with my first run, I tend to just take out any kind of defenses they have, and then on the next go through, I'll power up with spikes or flames, and then take the hurt to them directly.
Yeah, that's a pretty decent strategy. Actually, it's really, really crazy how they actually handle that sort of management, because obviously you can just go around breaking everything, but the problem with that is that your boulder will lose health, and the less health you have, the less damage you'll do to the door when you actually get there.
I just like the idea of a tiny little pebble banging up against the door uselessly.
Just like, let me in! So yeah, you can do that, but you won't do very much damage. However, if you do squash people, although they give you the least amount of money, you don't actually take any damage from squashing them, so
sick.
That is a good way to go, although it's gonna take you a while to rack up the dollars.
Damn man, you're not being very successful in keeping the enemy's rocket baited.
Well, I'm delaying them, and usually that's enough. I mean, they've only got our door down to half health, and that's with 2 rocks, so we're making pretty good time here. I mean, it's not very often that you'll find a means of defending that will literally completely obliterate an enemy. But it's doable, you just have to be very, very clever about it.
Well, wait until they get units that can, fly.
Oh yeah, you get the Zeppelins and such that use the same catapult thing you get in the overworld.
Uh-huh.
Prepare to die. Squish.
Man, he didn't even try to run, he was just accepting his fate there.
I'm not sure if flailing around screaming is accepting your fate, but, you know, who am I to judge? Can you guess what this reference is?
No, I literally cannot, actually.
This is a Castlevania reference. Again with the bloody boulder.
Ah, Vlad Tepes. He was the inspiration for Dracula, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. He didn't have any connection with Dracula until Bram Stoker just decided, you know what? Vlad Tepes would be a good name for this guy.
Blair, this is character assassination.
But yeah, he was otherwise known as Vlad the Impaler, known for his apparent joy for impaling enemies.
Why not, you know? You go out for a drink, you come home, you impale a few guys, you go to bed. It's all good.
Yep, all in a day's work. So this level is pretty lengthy, although you've got a lot of decent places you can put up defenses. So we're going to use the expensive stuff and set up our defenses right here, because we don't need to invest quite so much, because the actual scenery helps provide a obstacle for us, and it's free.
I like using the explosive barrels a lot, actually, because it can knock people far away.
Explosive barrels are pretty handy. I don't tend to rely on them as much, except for if I've already used up most of my good spots and I just feel like spreading TNT about the place. Now, Vlad was actually one of the first enemies that I had trouble with when I was going through the game the first time, so kind of since then I've taken a point to set up enough money to get defenses and then just go from there, because otherwise this guy will own you.
Oh.
Like, he don't fuck around.
Oh man, their piddly little catapults cannot compare.
Well, to be fair, putting it on the stairs is actually a pretty neat idea, because it does take you a while to navigate through them.
Yeah, good point, actually.
There you go, that's one of the trickier to get keys. Of course, I've already collected it, so you may have only seen like a weird silhouette.
Cheers, God.
I just like how just that giant hand comes from nowhere and just drops you off.
Oh man, they're using my strategy against us.
Yep, but luckily we should be able to get ourselves over pretty nicely. I was trying to be cheeky there.
Yeah, well, you could have tried jumping, mate. Momentum is there for a reason.
I tried to jump right at the end because otherwise I thought there was no way I'm making that.
Oh, come on, man.
Like I said, Vlad's difficult. He's like one of the first really legit challenges in this game, and this is actually not even in the mid-game portion yet.
Wow, that was almost synced. He didn't do much damage to the gate there, though.
No, he did chip away at us pretty damn hard, but luckily we got a lot of dollary-roos to play with. So we're going to set up a lot of catapults here.
Tell me how you got into this game, mate. How did you first come to play Rock of Ages?
Actually, there's a funny story about that, because it was around the time where I got my new computer, like the one I'd been saving up for, to replace my old tiny PC.
Yeah.
And it was about that time that the Steam sales were actually going on, and this was like when Steam sales were like all the rage back then. So I thought, oh wow, look at all these discounted games, and then I saw Rock of Ages there, and I thought, well, it's only like £3 or something like that, so I bought it, and I ended up having a ton of fun with it.
Definitely worth it. Why are you not upgrading your boulder, may I ask?
Mostly because I tend to focus on defenses a lot more than I do my actual boulder.
Oh, okay, I don't like it, but I will respect your decision.
Later on in the game, especially if you want to collect all the keys, you will need to use the boulder stuff, because otherwise either this time prattling around trying to get a key will damage you too much, or sometimes you just need that double jump.
Yeah. Oh, he's using an upgraded boulder vault. Vlad the Impaler knows what he's doing.
Oh, we'll see if he's laughing when he comes across my defenses later. I invested my money in other areas, which I believe will be more helpful.
Oh, this is a nasty little curve here.
It's just cows and dynamite everywhere.
Yeah, fuck you, gate.
Oh, there you go, the elephants are going at him.
Man, how many towers have you got?
Oh, there's only a few. Enough to create one lair, but it's the amount of catapults I have, which is the real breadwinner. Look at how tiny his pebble is.
It literally is a pebble, no? Ah, fuck you, Vlad!
Yeah, he ain't gonna be breaking down our door in a hurry.
The enemy is rolling.
They hate him.
Come on, chisel faster.
Build that dynamite quicker, damn it.
Yeah, man, he's like going for... Oh, never mind.
Just in the nick of time.
I was about to pay him a compliment, but, okay, fine, he got to the gate, I'll pay him a compliment.
Well, he didn't do very much. We're still very much standing.
Oh, look at his face.
I like how they, basically take the, like, official, like, oldie-time art from this game, and then just sort of, like, spin it in such a way just to make it look hilarious. boulder skills to pay the bills.
You're doing it, man. We are literally rocking the ages right now.
Oh yeah, we are. Actually, there's another fun thing, and it was to do with what they did for sort of like the April Fool's thing. They fake created an indie company who tried to claim copyright against them for stealing their idea of a game which they called Pebble of Time. And like they literally went about this whole song and dance and making it seem as serious as possible, and then like towards the end, just like, yeah, it's a joke, April Fools.
Oh man, if you had an upgrade, you could have taken that out.
I probably could have, but like I said, I value them defenses. I mean, it's just more fun to just put elephants all over the place.
She's giving me Blue Rock of Ages over here. Don't think about it too hard, man. Don't think about it too hard.
No, I knew exactly what it was, and I was just thinking of the most suitable reaction.
The silence was the most appropriate response, I think.
Yep. 5 seconds of silence followed by a goddammit. That's pretty much how it goes.
Yeah, fuck you, Vlad.
Oh, he actually stayed on. That's surprising.
Learn to aim, Volk. Come on, man.
Hey, you got to actually time it, because you don't know when they're going to slow down or when they're going to speed up. Luckily, when they're jammed between like 15 elephants, it's a lot easier. Alright, enough prattling around with that.
I was gonna say, yeah.
We got a door to break down.
Well, like, no matter what happens now, we've won. Because there's a sliver of health left on Vlad's gates, and he's not going to be able to do enough damage to us in time. Unless you, like, fuck up immensely.
Yeah, but it would have to be, like, at least 3 immense fuck-ups. I mean, he barely did any damage to us. It was maybe somewhere between a fifth and a quarter, so it may take him 5 boulders to actually get through to us. Whereas we could be like this tiniest pebble known to man. We could like just breathe on the door and it will break.
See, look at this shit here. He's put all these things up. The curve is taking away your momentum, but he can't defend against this.
Nope, he is pretty much screwed. See, even Vlad screams like a girl.
Impale this, you monster! That was nice. That was sick.
Vlad the Pancaked.
Okay, is this the last level we're playing?
No, this is the first boss fight that we get. There's a collection of boss fights, which includes a cherub and a mecha Leonardo da Vinci's, David.
Yeah, statue
Mecha
David.
David.
Mecha David.
Oh, that's a cool fight. Well worth playing through the entire game for.
Versus the medieval dragon, I guess.
The mildly surprised dragon it looks like from that picture.
I do not remember this guy at all.
He's not entirely memorable, honestly. I mean, it's just a dragon.
Apart from the fact he knocked you the fuck off the arena.
You got knocked the fuck out!
Alright, what's the strategy to this guy apart from hit him in chest?
Well, there's a couple of ways you can go about it. You can go about it the smart way, or you can do what I'm trying to do and literally try and wedge yourself underneath him. And to do that, you need to deliberately break your boulder down so that you can actually get underneath him. Then you can literally just keep jumping underneath him and actually kill him that way.
Ah, nice, the quick route.
I wouldn't call it quick, more just stupidly efficient.
Jammy.
Efficient for all the wrong reasons.
I love, like, the modern day plaster next to this really medieval looking dragon.
Yeah, time's pretty fucked up right now. Yeah, you can see what I mean by my strategy. Like, he can't actually wedge me out and I can just keep jumping underneath him. Also, note that we're next to Stonehenge.
I was gonna say, yeah. I've always loved the imagery of Stonehenge for some reason, I don't know why.
It's a simple enough prospect, but, you know, it's more the fact that how the hell did they get those stones up there?
Oh.
You know, it's easy enough with modern technology these days, but you gotta appreciate that this was done some time ago.
And there we go, first boss, done.
Lizard down. And that is a nice victory for us, and we got one more level to treat you to.
Ah, sick.
Now we got ourselves a Monopoly reference. And there's actually a good reason for that, because this guy is a very, very famous Italian banker.
Ah, okay.
He actually became like the richest man in Florence during his time. Just like all these derpy voices that they give these characters. It's like,
Hey!
oh, that's nothing compared to one of the characters in this game whose literal, like, audio is just like...
Alright, let's set up our stuff here. Ooh, what's that wind thing I see there?
That is literally a wind turbine that provides a wind current that forestalls the velocity of the boulder in such a way that it forestalls their advance. I like to use big words.
What's the money symbol for?
Those are mines. If you wish to invest your money more into having a nest egg later down the line, rather than making actual defenses, you can build mines, and those will give you a steady income, which you can then use when you make your next boulder. So it gives you a bit more money, but of course you are leaving yourself quite open because they are very expensive initially.
Rolling start!
Oh god.
I had to get one of those in. Oh, I remember this one. It's a very hilly sort of level.
Yep, it's just basically a big-ass hill with a giant elephant in the middle. It makes for some very, very fun moments, though, just so you can build up tons and tons of speed and just jump really, really high. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
This is the AI's strategy. Just place dynamite everywhere down the hill. But, of course, it's all well and good placing it on the first section. In the second section, it doesn't really do very much. And the reason why is, we believe we can fly.
Oh, this is amazing.
Just float majestically down to the door.
Fuck you, physics. I'm a boulder. Oh.
Oh! That was a good hit.
If the boulder had a gun attached, it probably could have shot through the gate, though.
Probably. If it was on fire, you probably could have done, like, half damage to the door from the get-go.
Oof. Oh, that wasn't that good, actually.
Yeah, we set our defenses near the top where you don't get nearly as much momentum, so he doesn't really have much time to sort of weave his way around him. We get the damage in where it counts, basically, not when we're basically speeding past all the defenses.
Tick-tock. Tick-tock.
Come on, pickaxe faster, damn it!
We're only two guys, why can't you hire a third?
We've grown a beard by the time this thing's been built. So there we go, a couple of good hits and that should spell sayonara for our good friend Giovanni here.
That's Japanese for goodbye. Whee!
Yeah, like I said, the physics can be a bit weird if you hit a piece of terrain, because you seem to just, like, float, and I'm pretty sure a boulder doesn't really float like that.
It's a bit rude, calling an NPC a piece of terrain. Please, God, don't hit one of these things at the speed you're going.
I would probably go pretty far along, yeah. It would be pretty perilous.
What the hell is that thing?
That is a mammoth.
Ah.
And notice there was a key right behind him. So, if you want that key, you're going to have to tangle with the giant elephant mammoth thing.
Stuff.
All of the stuff. There we go. One more hit should seal the deal.
He's not feeling it anymore.
It's like he's just attached googly eyes to himself. Just like stuck him on, close his eyelids.
You're just kind of going hog wild here with your resources.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I've used all the space up there, and I feel like it's pretty wasteful to build too many defenses down here. So I just went with the dynamite option he seemed to be adopting, because that looked fun.
Man, he very nearly went off the edge, though.
That would have been embarrassing.
So, we're coming to the end of this now. What is it about Rock of Ages that appeals to you the most?
I think it's how they brought all the gameplay elements together and mixed it in with some very fun humour, because I love Monty Python.
Yeah.
It's absolutely genius stuff in my honest opinion, and the fact that they managed to replicate it in such a way that's kind of unique at the same time, and also all the culture references as well, very, very cleverly implemented, especially how they seem to somewhat relate to the historical figures. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty cheap nowadays, I think, and it often makes its way on Steam sales, so if this sort of gameplay interests you, I would highly recommend picking it up. It's a very, very fun, very entertaining game.
Not when you're flying into pits like this, of course.
I just like how it spells out R as well as you're going down.
Oh, yeah, A-H-H-H-H-H-H, and so on. But, yeah, I pretty much agree with Volk here. It's a very fun game, very simple concept, and that's the key, I think, because it combines, like, a couple of genres, like, you've got tower defense, there's a little bit of RTS, even a sort of racing bent to it, with trying to, you know, out-smash your opponent's boulder, and it brings those all together, and does it in a very casual manner, not in the sense that it's dumbed down, but just in a way that anyone can pick it up and learn it like that, and boom, you're having fun with it.
Yep, simple and fun, and that's how games should be.
And you've got a bit of history in there as well, so it's a borderline edutainment game as well, although don't be looking for in-depth facts here, folks.
And don't think you'll be getting A+s in history either, just because you played this game.
Indeed. Okay, guys, that'll do it for this episode of Spot of PC. We'll see you in a couple days' time when me and Volk take on Doom 2. That's right, we're going a bit retro. See you then.
See you later!